Hello everybody, once again it's Axis here with a quick betting tutorial on using the Kelly Criterion Calculator. I posted a link to this in the betting Slack if you want to check it out. I think it is a great tool for all bettors to be using who have a bankroll in mind, and it will help you quantify your edge, and ideally over the long run you will make money even when you hit. Every bettor goes on bad runs, and this will help you temper those bad runs and maximize your edge. I'm not going to get into the background of it a ton, but essentially the formula was come up with to optimize your gain on an edge. So we'll start off independent events. This is how many games you're going to be wagering. So say you like 5 head-to-heads, you can pick 5, and it'll drop down 5 different games down here. We'll start with just 1. And then the consecutive series, say you're going to make this bet 20 times throughout the season. If you really want to see what your expected bankroll would be, you can type in 20. I leave it at 1 because I'm just doing it for one weekend in this example of golf. And then you get to the Kelly multiplier, which I always put down to 0.25 at best, or at the highest, a quarter Kelly. This gives you error because nobody's model is perfect. I hate to break it to you. And this calculation is based on you knowing the exact edge. Like, say, flipping a coin, it's going to be 50-50. So when you know exactly what it is, you could use a Kelly multiplier of 1. When you don't know, I suggest you go down to quarter Kelly, and it really helps you out and builds in some error proofing to your model, especially if you don't already do that. So then we'll go over to starting bankroll. It comes up at 100%, and if you leave 100%, when you hit calculate, it'll tell you what percentage of your bankroll to wager. Or if you have a set amount in mind, let's say $2,000, just type in 2,000, hit enter. $2,000 is now your starting bankroll. So then you can get down to putting in your wager. This week, for example, we'll do Patrick Cantlay versus Sergio Garcia. Patrick Cantlay is currently minus 110 to beat Sergio Garcia. So what you will need to do is come up with your own probability of how often you think Patrick Cantlay would beat Sergio Garcia. So you'll have to have that in a percent. If you don't know how to do that, you can Google odds converter. There are a million of them. I just took the one that's also on SBR Forum. And say you think Patrick Cantlay, so this way if you don't have a probability, let's just say you think Patrick Cantlay should be minus 125. So you can type in minus 125, enter, and it spits out 55.56% is the implied probability. And this is with no juice, no vig, any of that. Just straight up, if you line someone at minus 125, you expect them to win that 55.5% of the time. So you can go back over here, type in 55.5%. Hit calculate, and it suggests you wager $33 on Patrick Cantlay to beat Sergio if you think he truly beats him 55.5% of the time. Say you think it's 58% of the time. Calculate, it would want you to wager $59 on that. Say you look at it and you're like, I think he beats him 53% of the time. Only $7. And obviously if you type in something suboptimal, such as he only wins that 49% of the time, hit calculate, it'll tell you $0. Do not make that bet. There's nothing optimal, there's no edge, don't make it. So that's a very quick way and a very quick tutorial on how to use this. Again, so you can assume it was back to the 55.5%. Calculate 33. Say you won. Next week, you'd have $2,033 in your bankroll. And you make the same bet, it'd tell you to bet $33 again. Or say you make $100 worth of bets this week and you lose. So now you're down to $1,900 next week. You want to make the same bet next week. You'll only bet $31 based on your new bankroll of $1,900. So this kind of helps you on a week-to-week basis, trying to really quantify your edge and bet it most optimally. And that will go a long way, like I said in the beginning, especially to help you when you're not running as well, when you're losing a little bit more, because it always happens. A lot of bettors win 10, 12 out of 15, and then you end up losing 10 to 12 out of 15. So this will really keep you in line, especially if you have a process that you like and it works for you. Using this also assumes that the edge you're finding is good, but again, we know nothing's perfect, so again, we use the 0.25. So this is just a tool if someone really wants to and they really want to attempt to bet optimally. This is the way to go, in my opinion. And again, it's a great calculator. Just Google Kelly Calculator SBR Forum. It'll pop right up. Put it in your bookmark. And it's something I use every week. This is how I determine on all of my head-to-heads how much I'm going to wager and set them as my rank as top and bottom each week. And again, this is just the odds converter. You can type in anything, even if it's plus 125, and it'll tell you 44.4%. And again, if you want to get even deeper, there's calculators out there that will take the juice or the VIG away from the sportsbook line so you can see their true implied probability. So if you want to start comparing percentages, trying to find an edge that way, you can do that. And let's say you do all these calculations yourself in Excel already, you just don't have a Kelly calculator, you can change this to edge, and you can type in whatever percent edge you have, say 8, hit calculate, and it'll still give you the amount to bet. So you can either put in whatever edge you think you have, or you can put in the win probability you have. It really makes no difference which one you prefer. Hope that was helpful to everybody. If you have more questions, feel free to ask, and I will try to answer them as best as possible. Have a good day.